Parashat Pekudei, we have a very interesting element that the Ibn Ezra actually points out, that Moshe Rabbeinu gives accounting of all the silver that was donated and gathered from the Tzibur, the donations of the Beit HaMikdash, exactly how they were used and how much it was gathered. But when it comes to gold, which is more precious, is more valuable, there's no accounting given. And Ibn Ezra asks this as a question. And Rabbi Sternbach has a very beautiful answer, probably al derech drush. He says, when a person gives with generosity, generous people who are the ones who pay the gold, they trust the system. They're people who, they say, okay, Moshe Rabbeinu, I'm giving it to Moshe Rabbeinu, and I don't need to look behind and look over his shoulders to see what. It says people who are stingy, the ones who give the smaller things. It's not only that they're stingy, but they also want a lot of control. Where do you give it? How do you give? Did you give? Send me a picture, send me a receipt, right? And that's the Torah kind of getting into the human psyche and living a very subtle but very powerful message of how to give. When you give, you're giving to Moshe Rabbeinu, you give it with trust, you give it with generosity. But to me it seems, if I want to say another lesson to this, La'anu Dati, would be that when you give gold and you give silver, the two different donations, people looked at Mishkan, the whole Mishkan was gold. Like all the vessels, they have gold-plated gold. So no one really questioned that. But when it gets to silver, that there are just many parts of it are covered with the curtains and so on and so forth, it had to be exact cheshbon given. And that shows you the honesty and the integrity that a person has to have when you work with the tzibur, that when there is a question in people's mind, where did the silver go? You have to be accountable, to tell them to go out of your way, say this is the exact cheshbon. Now, not to leave question marks in the Ve'item Nikiyim Ma'Hashem U'Misrael, to leave a clean mindset for people, not to leave room for ambiguity and questions and chashad and suspicion, is a lesson of working with the Sibur as well, which I think is embedded in this element of the Chumash and perhaps answers the question of the Ibn Ezra. Have a wonderful day.